So they started this study, I want to say it was in 1948. And what they did is they took a study of, and it was some government body, they took 100 people and they tracked them from the age of 20 to when they started working till the age of 65. And they wanted to see what percentage of those people were rich, middle class, and poor. So if you track 100 people from in 1948, and you track them from the age of 20, which is when the average person starts working. I think actually now it's people start working a little bit sooner, right? But the age of 20 to the age of 65. Now, how many years is that? That is 45 years of working. What percentage of people are rich? What percentage of people are doing all right? What percentage of people are dead broke? If you track 100 people, 1% of people are considered rich. It means they got $5 million or more. All right? 4% of people are considered well off. That means at the age of 65, if they retire, they won't run out of money before they run out of life. They could maintain a good standard of living at that age of 65 till they die without running out of money. Now, that's not saying that they're chartering private jets and they're buying Lamborghinis every day, but they're going on a few vacations. They're able to afford food. If something comes up and the car breaks down, they got money to pay for the car. 4% of people are that. 15% of people are getting by barely. All right? They're barely getting by. So they're getting by, but they're going to... if they retire, there's a very good chance that they're going to run out of money. All right? Or they're going to have to be very frugal. And then 80% of people are dead broke, completely broke, dead broke and barely working, or dead broke, barely working and relying on the government and or family to take care of them. Now, Aaron, what the hell does 1948 have to do with today? Well, the same statistics apply today. 1% of people are rich, 4% of people are doing good, 15% of people are getting by barely, 80% of people, the majority of people are struggling, are not struggling, they're fucking dead broke, and they're either relying on the government, they are still working, they're relying on friends and family, or a combination of both. So that means they could be dead broke and not have a job, but it's not like they're retired. They're having to decide between a meal and a pill. They are, they're getting money from the government and their family to pay their light bill, which was due, 3.5 weeks ago. So if you look at those statistics, you might say, well, fuck, Aaron, that doesn't sound too good for me. There's an 80% chance that I'm going to be fucking, if you look at the statistics, where's the majority statistic? 80% chance that you're going to be, dead broke. You're going to be relying on friends and family, right? There's only a 1% chance that you're going to be rich, and then 15%. All right, what's that? Or a 19% chance you're going to fall somewhere between doing good and then, barely getting by. Well, so when I heard that statistic, I thought that, well, fuck, what's the even point of me trying to get rich? Because there's such a small chance I'm going to get rich, or why should I even try? Well, the reality is, I understand how you feel, by the way, because I felt the same way. What I found was that it's actually easier to get rich than it is to be poor. You decide where you fall in those statistics. It's not that you just randomly fall in one of those categories, the 80%, the 15%, the 1%, whatever, right? You choose. You choose where you fall based on your actions that you take. When you come home from work, working that job that you don't like, right? I don't know anyone that has a job they like, by the way. People will justify that their job is okay by saying shit like, oh, it's not that bad, or I can deal with it. They only do that because they don't have a way out. And if they had to admit that they hated their job, it would eat them alive on the inside, and they would become very depressed. All right, so they have to lie to themselves to make themselves feel better about the position that they're in their life right now. But when people come back home from their job, most people aren't bumping and grinding and trying to get ahead in life. Most people aren't taking action. Most people aren't watching the videos they're watching now. I'll tell you what most people do. You probably know what most people do. They come home from work. They sit in front of the fucking TV for 7 hours. They're not happy about their life, so they go out there and they drink. They're trying to drink the problems away right? Which is not a good solution at all. If you have problems, the best solution is to take massive action in a direction that's going to escape you from that pain, escape you from that problem, and put you into a better place in life. But most people don't do that, right? They go out. That's why people drink so much. People drink so much because they're trying to escape pain. I don't really drink. Why is that? I mean, I drink. I won't lie to you guys. I drink about 3 times a year. Okay. But it's like I'm in a pretty good mood. I don't really have a reason to drink, right? I'm not trying to. I'm happy with the state and where I'm at right now. So I don't really have a need to go out there and drink, right? It's not like I'm like, fuck, I hate my life. Let me go out there and drink and try to forget the problems. No, I'm pretty happy with the way everything is going, right? But here's the thing. If someone's out there and they're watching TV, they come home from work and they're watching TV and they're going out there and they're drinking, or they're spending money on entertainment as a way to try to escape the pain as well, that's not going to move them forward in life. The percentage of people who are actually going out there and who are proactively taking massive, consistent action to move them forward to get in a better area of life, to where maybe they're starting a business. It could be, I've talked to some people that are in those network marketing companies. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're in those network marketing companies, right? And they are, taking action in those companies to try to get themselves in a better situation. Or not try to. If you do the right actions, you will get in a better situation. Buddy of mine who decided to be who was a personal trainer but had like a minimum wage job, right? He was building his personal training business, right? In 9 months, he was making more than him and his wife combined. They got some training from me, and they were able to use that training and use that knowledge to escape that, right? But that's not bad. In 9 months, to be making more what you and your wife were combined, doing what you love, not bad. Now, why is that possible? Because very few people actually go for it. Very few people actually take action. Very few people actually just say, fuck it. Everyone wants to. Everyone wants a better life. But very few people actually take the actions that they need. It can be watching videos like this to, self-improve yourself and to improve this. Because once you can improve this, you'll take better actions. You'll be able to execute things better. Everything starts with your mind and getting better information, because the thoughts that... Every action you take, every thought that you think comes from inside your head, right? So once you can improve this, everything externally gets improved as well. But most people don't do that. So if you just decide, if you just make a decision, if you just make a commitment, maybe it's to me, Aaron Goldsten, or you to yourself saying, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to do it. I'm afraid I might fail. I'm afraid it might not work, but fuck it, I'm going to do it, because I don't want to be laying there on my deathbed, ready to die, looking back on my life with a life filled with regret. I want to look back on my life and think, well, shit, I went for it and I did it, right? And I don't know anyone, and I know a lot of successful people, I don't know anyone that didn't go for it, didn't try, and as long as they kept pursuing and didn't give up, didn't have massive success and get unbelievably wealthy. You want to know why? Because the majority of people, and when I say the majority, I'm talking about like almost 100% of people don't go after what they want in life. And then the small percentage of people that actually do and actually try to go out there and get rich, out of that small percentage of people that try, most people give up right away. So as long as you just go for it and stick with it, you're going to be, out of 100 people, you're going to be that one person. If not like a percentage of that 1% that does it. So because of that, it's going to be actually, it's easy to get rich. You just have to stick with it, because very few people are out there, right? Think of it like this. How many people do you know that graduate high school that say, you know what? I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get a job making $50,000 a year. That's my goal. How many people do that? Millions of people a year do that, right? How many people say, I'm going to graduate high school, I'm going to start a business, and I'm going to be a millionaire. I want to make over $1 million a year. How many people do that? Like, whoop, this much. So you have these many people wanting to get a job making $50,000 a year, and you have these many people wanting to start a business making over $1 million a year. There's more competition for the job making $50,000 a year in college than it is for the person wanting to start a business to make $1 million a year. Because, there's a gazillion people wanting the job making $50,000 a year. There's this percentage of people that want to make $1 million a year. So because of that, there's less competition. It's easier because there's not as many people that want it, right? It's not that they don't want it. They don't believe it's possible for them, so they figure they might not even try. So because of that, they just decide to be with this group and make $50,000 a year, right? But that's why you see colleges are competitive, jobs are competitive, right? All that shit's competitive because all these people are going after it. If you go after, you decide you want to make $1 million a year by starting a business, these many people do it. So it's actually pretty easy. You just have to start. You can't have the money, you can't have the success, you can't even stick with it if you don't start. Make a decision to start today and stay with it and watch how quickly you become rich. It will blow your mind.